Coleus here. How you doing? Got everything out today. It's a little overcast. It's a nice, cool, breezy day. Perfect day to get all my Coleus out on the table. I got my hands full here. Got everything out on the table. Giving it, just surveying everything. This is what I do every year. It looks daunting. It is. It's a lot. But I put everything out on the table here. I try to organize everything as much as I can. And I just fed them. I gave them a good shot of the water-soluble Miracle Grow plant food. I organized these the other day by type. You can see as best I can. I try to get things, colors, types, variations best I can. Then go through each of them and trim them. So as you can see, lots of a nice variety of Coleus at different stages of development. Now that the real warm weather is starting to kick in, the growth is going to really start to accelerate. This year, I had mentioned in my previous videos, if you follow along, I planted some wishbone Terranias. And I'm glad I put them in these little buckets. These are nice little buckets, tin buckets. And one thing about wishbone Terranias, which I didn't know, is the seeds are round, and you plant them the same way you plant Coleus. They need light, warmth, and moisture to germinate. So you tap them on top of the soil, press them down a little. Moist soil. You don't want to put the seed down and then water, because then you disturb the seed. So you moisten the soil, drop the seed on the soil, and then let it grow from there. So they need light and heat and moisture to germinate, but they look good. So I'm excited about growing these. I like these. They're pretty nice. I think people will enjoy them. So we'll see how it goes this year, and I'll grow them again next year. Beautiful. I love that blue and yellow. Has that little glow around the edge. Beautiful, beautiful little flowers. And I can see I got lots of flowers coming in. So wishbone Terranias. All right, so I'm not going to go in any specific order. Just going to really just go over everything and let you enjoy what I have here. Just give you some ideas. Window box planters, hanging baskets. I only grew for right now. I'll see how they go, but I sometimes last few years I grew like 12 to 15 hanging baskets, and they didn't really go. People didn't like grab them off the shelf like these. I had 4 left over from last year, so I just planted 4, and I'm happy with the amount of pots that I have now. Well, you can see you got organized, different levels. So with the farmers market that I participate in, it's good that I have Coleus at different levels, because the farmers market's from June to September. True, with Coleus, I'm better. I have a better chance of selling Coleus early on than in September, although people do buy them in September. You can certainly keep these inside. This is what really these are for. These are for, you can keep them outside, but they're really for like indoors. If you have an indoor windowsill or a little bay window or so forth, absolutely leave them indoors. Although they'll do great on a patio table, but you really need to water these. Small amount of soil. A small pot like this, remember you have to keep up on your watering. So, and you'll know by just familiarize yourself with the weight of your pot when it's watered, and then you'll know. And also dig down if you're not sure if it's dry on top. Dig down into the soil. If it's moist down below an inch or so, then you know you still have pretty good water. So you don't want to overwater them either. But drain pots are a must. Make sure you drain your pots, drain holes. For those of you fishnet fans out there, here are my Fishnet Coleus. So What do I have, about 30 maybe? 30 Coleus for 30 fishbone maybe? 25. I still have a lot of time. Once these get into bigger pots, whoever buys them, puts them in bigger pots, they'll really take off. And there's some jitters. Again, jitters I like to use for hanging baskets or pots and so forth. They're really good. See, that's kind of, see, they start to get really tall, so that's when, at this point, you might want to keep the tops trimmed, but that's why these do well in hanging baskets, because they kind of drape over. As you can see here, how perfect the jitters do on hanging baskets. They really fill out nice, perfect hanging basket Coleus. So if you're going to make yourself hanging baskets, I highly recommend if you can get yourself some Jitters Coleus. Most of the burpee seeds that you buy in the store, that the rainbow mix, a lot of times, if you grow enough of them, you'll probably get a Jitters in there. There's a few more. So basically what I do, and I do this every week or so throughout my growing season, throughout the farmers market season, just to maintain and care for the Coleus, trim them up. They got some leggy ones coming in there. They're trimmed, or they're leggy because I've been trimming them. They'll fill out, but I just go through each of them. See anything like this here, any organic debris, you want to get rid of that. You really don't want this sitting in your pot. Just clear out any debris you see. You know, you get some that stall, that don't do as well. These are like little runts. It happens when you grow 600-700 Coleus or 200 Coleus. You're going to get a few that don't grow as fast. You get the runt of the litter. And also the exciting thing is you'll get a few that have maybe mutate. You have some really interesting colors or characteristics, and that's really how they create new varieties. But these are all mosaics. This is so I grew about 50 mosaics, so they look pretty nice. I've never grown these, so these not sure how large they get. There's some more pots. It's beautiful, isn't it? So that's what I try to do. I take a pot, and if I see a Coleus that'll look really good with the orange, it's perfect for that pot. It's a nice little gift. That's what I try to do with my Coleus. I try to make all the different pots. I try to make it nothing really, you know, I do later on, I'll grow some larger planters. I may have one or two, but I try to really stick with these smaller. Again, these are those oval pots. I'm not thrilled with these, so I only did a few. But they fill out nice. People can do what they want with them. So I have a little variety of everything, and all different Coleus. I'm not really haphazard with these. I try to plan them a little bit. And of course, I have these are my favorites. There's a beautiful Defiance Coleus in an orange pot. Got some undergrowth coming in, all different levels, different sizes. See that nice breeze? It's a nice, fairly cool. It's in the low 70s, but beautiful, beautiful. This is really beneficial for the Coleus. This is hardening them, and it's getting a lot of oxygen in, pumping through. How about that giant exhibition marble? That's beautiful, isn't it? I don't think I'm going to sell. I think I'm going to keep this one. You know, I love cars, and I like watching Count's Customs. I'm sort of like him, except I don't have a manager. worrying about what I keep, but if I see a nice Coleus that I could sell and make a buck on, I'm like, well, I don't know, I'm going to keep this one. That's beautiful. I don't think we're going to get rid of that. We're going to keep that for myself. Now there's another variation, a couple of variations. So I'll plant these next year as well. I like that different array of giant exhibition marble Coleus. And again, this is trimmed, and the trimming is paying off. Got some undergrowth coming in. There's some more giant exhibition marble Coleus. How about this? Beautiful red in a red pot. And you may be wondering, I have these stickers. There's so many sticker wholesalers online, and I have a good emblem that I made up, and I just sent the artwork over to them, and I ordered a couple hundred stickers. They're fairly reasonable, cost effective enough for what I do. And these, I have many of these. I use these for when I sell my Coleus seeds on eBay in the fall. And again, if you're following along first time, I have an eBay sales store. It's really not a store, it's Jim's Coleus, but I don't sell seeds until the fall, September, October, and so forth. You can check back later for that. There's a Jitters. Specifically, in the past, I've grown Jitters that have this beautiful white and fuchsia up the center and red. I saw this young Coleus in the pot, and in the past I put it in these blue wavy pots, and here we are. This is going to be a beautiful Coleus. I grow this design every year because it looks so beautiful. Love these Jitters. Jitters are great from hanging baskets, as I mentioned a million times, and pots. They're just a beautiful Coleus. Another one. This is going to be a gorgeous, it already is, but gorgeous cold. You just have to put the effort in. Good Miracle-Gro potting soil, fertilizer, and regular water. Make sure you drill holes in your pots. Kongs. There's so many varieties of Coleus out there, and I do try to expand each year, but I always stick with a few of the favorites. These Empire Kongs, the Kong Reds, the Rose Kongs, Wizard Kongs, Wizard Rose. There's some Jade. There's a Jade Coleus with a Jitters. There's another beautiful. There's a marble exhibition with a Defiance Coleus next to it. It's a nice little pot, and it's got lots of growth ahead of it, lots of time. Got the whole spring and summer. By July, this is going to be a beautiful, awesome plant. Someone's going to be very lucky to have this. And they can put it in a bigger pot if they want. They don't have to keep it in this. Although, you know, I think it has a nice home here. Another one. Here's a nice Jade with the Defiance. Inky Fingers. There's another one. Name slips my. Can't really think of which one that is. There's some regular darker colors. They'll fill out more. A lot of Coleus. And this is how I set up at my. At the farmers market that I participate in. I have my pop-up tent. I had this banner made up about 5-6 years ago. I designed that myself with Photoshop, and I recently added these stickers, and I recently got set up a Square credit card reader for the farmers market. but obviously my YouTube and Instagram channels, try to promote that. And again, all of my sales, whether it's the farmers market, my YouTube revenue, and seed sales, I always donate a good portion of all of the money I make, a portion of all my sales, to either USO Wounded Warriors and also the Adelaide Koala Rescue in Australia. I still keep sending money, not regularly, but as much as I can when I can. I like to give back. It's great for the soul. It's good to give. I'm blessed with what I have here, giving back, and it just goes on and on and on. This is like the scene in The Wizard of Oz, the poppy fields, except for the Coleus. Here's another nice little pot. This is sort of like a Kaleidoscope finger paint type of variation. You can see some bottom growth coming in. You can argue I'm not going to trim this really. I might trim the tops, but at this point, so close to the farmers market, I really pick and choose what I'm going to trim. A lot of these pots, I want them to be nice and full, so people can really see what they're getting. And of course I have all of these singles because people like to buy the singles and do what they want with them. They're nice single pots, and I generally have 2 to a pot, all at different levels of growth. Some of them have 1. These are just empires or Kong variations. Nice little red, and this, when this develops further, it may develop a few other leaves in different colors. It may not be all. It may develop into a brighter, richer red with a little less black as they develop and mature. A lot of growth coming in, some debris in there. Try to clear that out. You don't want that debris sitting in there too long because it can. It's not like compost. It can create disease and root rot later on. Although I don't worry too much about these nursery pots. There's another beautiful creation. So I had like a little orange hue, perfect for this buck, this little tin pail. Beautiful. And undergrowth coming in, but again, I'm not trimming. I stopped trimming the very tops maybe, but at this point I'm just letting her go, just maintaining water. And every 10 days or so, Miracle Grow water soluble plant food, general purpose plant food. So we can see this is also great for the hardening process. It's getting your Coleus used to the outdoors, the stresses of wind. It's not too windy where I have to worry about damaging any of these, but there's definitely a breeze, some wind, and it gets your Coleus used to being outdoors. And it's great. That oxygen pumping through is really wonderful for the Coleus. Okay, so here's an unusual one. This is a Darth Vader Coleus. It's not terribly beautiful, although a Darth Vader Coleus shouldn't be. But it's an interesting Coleus, so I grow a handful every year. And I got some seeds coming in here. See that seed stalk coming in? So I don't have any Darth Vader seeds right now, so we're going to let that go. And I'm going to give a little bloom booster and jumpstart this, and let's get some seeds going. So we'll sacrifice this plant. Really, I want to say sacrifice it, but we're going to use this plant for seed stalks. So we're going to keep this separated. Once the growing season's really kicking in and we start getting some pollination insects going, we're going to separate these from others and we'll get some Darth Vader seeds. There's another type of pot, just a galvanized pot. It's a little larger, so I generally you put your Coleus in a larger pot, you'll get a larger, generally a little larger Coleus. It'll develop into a little larger. You know, if they stay in these little nursery pots, they're only going to go so far, so you need to get them in to the ground or into larger pots. But here's a Saturn, or Saturn's ring. These are pretty cool. Okay, we got some debris here. Get rid of these dead leaves. You don't want them sitting on the soil rotting, because then they'll start forming, they'll decay, and then you may get some disease later on. And just in general, one leaf isn't going to kill you, but just try to keep up on them. If you don't have as many Coleus as I do, it's easier. Oh, I want to keep going here. Look at these beautiful colors. Look at that. And these are still in nursery pots, so I mean, I try to pot as many as I can, but I like to give people the option to buy these. There's a nice black cherry, sort of like a watermelon black cherry. That's beautiful. So like I said, I organized last week. I put everything out on a table and I organized as much as I can. Here's some Darth Vaders, some younger Darth Vaders. So we need to get these into pots to get them going. And some debris. So we'll get these Darth Vaders in the pot. So earlier I showed you this Jitters. I was telling you about these, and this is a specific variation of Jitters that I get every year. If I grow 150 Jitters, I may only get a handful of this color variation, and I always get these into these pots, as I mentioned. Here we go. It's a little younger, but that's a Jitters. I could tell by the abundance of undergrowth in. And Jitters generally have a thinner, elongated leaf as opposed to a wide leaf system. So that's how you could tell a Jitters. And this is a beautiful, colorful Jitters. And there's your Kong Red, Empire Kong Red, the black and red in the center. Some Jades. And again, I got about 100 of these tin pails. These are beautiful. Next year I'm gonna try to buy some more in bulk and keep them for next year. Very, very nice. I love these. I hope they go. I'm sure they will. I think people will grab these up. There's just a very, you know, you can keep them, transplant them, keep the pail, do what you know. Of course, I got the drain holes I drilled into the bottom, but great idea for plants. So yeah, so I tried to get a video out last week. The week got ahead of me. So you can see the Coleus are really coming along. I'm really excited. Looking forward to the farmers market. Again, if you're in New Jersey, the Ocean County area, between Point Pleasant Beach and Seaside, New Jersey, at the Bayhead Farmers Market. That'll be on Bridge Avenue, Bayhead, New Jersey, Ocean County, in the Manasquan Bank parking lot, right near the police, the municipal parking lot. Stop by. That's every Thursday, June through September, between 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. Stop by, say hi. There's other farmers there selling New Jersey fresh produce, fruits, vegetables, really good stuff. Come on down. I'd love to meet you. If not, if you're obviously you're not in New Jersey area, thanks for following along. Jim's Holiest of Coleus. Any questions, comments? Hey, I'm always here for you. Leave me a comment Join me over on my Instagram channel. It's the best way to get in touch with me. If you have any questions, comments, got a picture, got a problem with the Coleus, shoot me a picture. I'll try to look at it and give you a hand on what the problem is or how best to go from there. So thanks everybody for watching Jim's Holiest Coleus. Look forward to the next video as our beautiful Coleus just keep on going. So take care everyone. Have a great week and weekend.